Hey guys, it's Jeremy here. I want to be sharing with you some quick typography tips. I'm going to give you 5 that have really helped me in my design work. So let's get into it. Number 1 is when you're doing vertical text, always make it uppercase. Don't do lowercase because it can get hard to read, especially if it's small. And especially this is going to apply when you're doing book covers and you got that vertical spine. You want to make sure that you apply this rule, and you want to use fonts that are readable and legible. Avoid like superscript fonts and things like that when you're going vertical. Number 2 is have hierarchy, especially if you're doing layouts or web design and you have a lot of text. You can see here on the left, I've got a clear heading, I've got a paragraph, and then you can see I've got like a caption, and you can see the hierarchy, the space. I've got the heading, a bigger size, different font, and then we got this font, which is smaller, easy to read. It's got space, and then the caption here, which is in italic, and it's a bit smaller. So you can see the hierarchy. You got 1, 2, and 3. Over here, you can see here the hierarchy. There is pretty much, it's sort of there, but it's not working really well. You can see here the heading looks like it's a paragraph text. You can't tell that it's a heading. Secondly, this text down here, if it's a caption or whatever it is, it's too far away from this paragraph. So when people are looking at it, they read left to right and also from the top down. So they may not register this down here as connected with this. So you want to bring it up so it's connected. So then it's like, okay, this relates to this paragraph here and this context. And then you want to bump up the heading, just for example, and maybe change the weight. So there we've just added a bit of hierarchy, made it look a bit better. So that's important. Number 3 is when you're working with typography, you always want to change only one thing. You can change multiple things, but only one is necessary to cause a significant emphasis on a word or a piece of text or whatever it is. You only need to, it's only necessary to actually change one thing. So number 1, you can, change the font. You can add a style. So you want to get fonts that have many styles: thin, light, regular, bold, extra bold, italic. You can change the color, or you can change the size. So those are the 4 main things that you can change to emphasize on a certain text or make it stand out or pop, or you want someone to, draw attention to that thing, or if it's the most important thing, that's all you need to do. Just change one of these 4 things and it will cause an impact in whatever you're designing. Next, we have mixing different styles. So you can see you've got 2 examples. I've got a script and a sans serif font here, and then this one I've got a brush script type of style with a sans serif font there in a smaller size. So you can see it's good to mix styles, and you don't want to mix styles that are not going to work. You can see what I did, that you can tell that the headings are together and it's 2 distinct styles, but they work well together, they flow together. Same as this one here, using the right size as well, it looks good. But you don't want to mix 2 styles that are not going to work. For example, if I just go and get 2 script fonts just for this example. So if we go, say we'll get this font, just change this, mixing, and then I get another. So you can see quickly, like, it's not flowing, it's not working well together, and it's unreadable. And you gotta, select, mix up some different fonts. It doesn't have to be both the same. You can usually, script works well with a sans serif, or if you're using a serif font, then you'll want to use a clean, modern, just plain sans serif font with that. And there's plenty of other styles, but there's just a few examples. And number 5 is tracking and kerning. It's very important that you learn to see things and use your eye so you can see things optically, so to make sure it's right, looking good. You can see here the tracking is so wide, and sometimes people just pump up the tracking for no reason. I've even done it in the past, and sometimes it looks good, but you don't want to overdo it. It's okay to keep the tracking as it normally is. Some free fonts don't have good tracking, so you might have to adjust it. But especially if you're working with layouts or certain type of brand guidelines and the type needs to be tightened, then you can do that. But yeah, don't just bump out the font. It's not going to look good. Then you've got kerning as well. You can see here the space is the space between the letters, and tracking is the space between each letter, but this one is between individual letters. So you can see here, there's the Kerning's messed up. And this is a better Kerning here. Looks way better, more legible, more cleaner. So you can just always go in there. I can hold Alt. If you're on a Mac, it's Option. And then use your arrow keys. And then we can just go ahead and fix that up. And then optically, just use your eye. And you get better as you practice. So already it's looking more better. And always like look in these invisible spaces here. And you want to try and make it even. Obviously with rounded, when you have rounded and straight, it'll be a bit different. You can tighten up, make it more tighter. But if it's like straight, it can be more space there. But yeah, those are 5 quick typography tips. If you guys enjoyed the tutorial, let me know if this was helpful, and I can do another video and showing my type tips. Subscribe, comment, like the video, and have a great day.